Good morning, and welcome to this July 22nd version of From Sunrise to Sunset. Today I want to talk about a time in my life that was very short, the shortest pastorate I ever had, but one of the biggest and most important and most influential pastorates I ever had. I was called in September of 1979 when I was just starting my final semester of my senior year at Chapel Hill to serve 4 churches up in Northampton County, North Carolina, Seaboard, Concord, Sharon, and Pleasant Grove churches. And so I went there in November of that year and began to serve those 4 churches. And that was where I was serving as pastor at the same time that Pastor Francis Daniel was serving up in the Littleton area of Halifax County, which was neighboring, and that's how we got together and rode to school together. Serving 4 churches at one time, especially 4 very small churches at one time, was never a burden for me. In fact, we preach at two services each Sunday in 2 different churches, and we just rotated. And it really wasn't all that time consuming like some people might think. But in each one of those churches, they had their own way of doing things. And they were still one charge. And what I learned from that was that people can be different, and yet they can still be together. I think sometimes we think we've got to be our own thing, and we've got to do our own thing, and we've got to do that no matter what anybody else tells us. Well, there may be some truth to that sometime. But the most important thing is that we're all working together for the one goal of the kingdom, and that is to win souls for Jesus Christ. Not lose them, not divide them, not run them off. So one of the things I learned in that 4-point charge was that, and those churches could not have been more different, but one of the things that I learned was that even in our differences, we can still work together. And that's the real love of God at work in our life. So I want to invite you today again to show how you have witnessed God's real love working together in your life. Leave a word of witness, a good word of how God is bringing all of it together and making it work from sunrise to sunset.